Hello everyone and welcome back to the world of finance. You are watching Finance Concepts with Nikhil. My friends, let us take up an important topic for discussion right now, that is hedging through index futures. Earlier we have talked about hedging with stock futures. Now we are talking about hedging through index futures. So our objective remains the same. The long position in the stock you have to hedge using futures contract, but this time it is not the same stock futures, that is to say it is not the futures contract with respect to the same stock, but it is a futures contract with respect to an index, a stock market index. So why are we attempting to use index futures in place of stock futures? You have plenty of reasons for this. The stock which you are holding may not necessarily have a futures contract quoted in derivative market. What I am trying to tell you is there may be thousands of stock listed on a stock exchange, but the derivative market may not offer futures contract for all the stocks. There may be handful of 25 to 30 stocks on which the stock futures contract has been offered by the derivative market. What if the stock that you are holding does not have a corresponding futures contract? Then how would you hedge? This time the answer is hedging through index futures. That means there will be a futures contract on a stock market index. So instead of an individual stock, you are taking index futures contract to hedge your stock position. So there has to be a relationship between the stock and the index, and the relationship between stock and index is best way identified through beta. This is what we have learned in portfolio chapter. Beta is the indication of relationship between a stock and the stock market index. Accordingly, using this beta, we will derive an entire procedure of hedging through index futures, and how it works, let us understand it through an example. Let us take up question number 16 and let us first read this question. Mr. X holds 4,000 equity shares of A Limited. Such shares are currently priced at rupees 400 per share. Nifty is quoted at rupees 7,960 in spot. The correlation of equity share of A Limited with Nifty and Nifty futures is 0.8. Standard deviation of A's stock is 6%. Standard deviation of Nifty is 4%. 3-month Nifty futures is quoted at rupees 8,000. You are required to explain how the investor can create a perfect hedge. What will be the outcome if after 3 months the share price falls to rupees 340 per share and rises to rupees 448 per share? These are the two cases given to us. Let us first analyze the whole situation before we start putting up the solution. One thing that is to be observed, you have been given the current Nifty price as well as the Nifty futures price. So friends, in examination take caution. When both the prices are given, you are always concerned with the Nifty futures price, because we are not entering into a spot index contract, we are entering into index futures contract. So if both the prices are given, you should always take the futures price, point number 1. If in any case the futures price is not given to you, not informed to you, only the current index price is given to you, spot index price is given to you, you have to apply FFP approach, that is fair futures price, and through the spot price you have to derive the fair futures price of the index, but you will still take the futures price, you will never take the spot price for hedging. So one thing is very clear, in this question we have availability of futures price directly, so we are not going to take the spot price at all. Secondly, you have been given a correlation of A's stock with Nifty, and the same correlation exists for Nifty futures as well. So what we need to do with the standard deviation of A's stock, standard deviation of Nifty, and the correlation between these two, we are going to arrive at the beta. We are going to arrive at beta of A Limited's stock with respect to Nifty futures, and this beta is going to play a significant role. Once we determine how much is that beta, I will then explain you what is the application of that beta in this whole scenario. So let us first begin with the initial two small steps. Once we are done with that much, I'll explain you ahead. So in the solution, you would begin with determining the value of stock portfolio at present. So in this case, the number of shares will be multiplied to spot price per share, which we have as 4000 shares multiplied by rupees 400 per share. That means the investor has a total investment portfolio of rupees 16 lakhs. Next step would be to determine beta. Now we know how to determine beta. We have learned this. Beta of x will be standard deviation of x divided by standard deviation of index, that is standard deviation of market, and multiplied to correlation between x and market. Here we have beta of company A to be determined, and that is to be computed by taking 6 divided by 4 into 0.8, and that gives you 1.2. Alright friends, you would have finished writing this whole thing. Let us first try to understand what we have to do with this computed beta, what we got as 1.2 times. Beta of A Limited with respect to Nifty futures is 1.2 times. That means if there is any increase or decrease in Nifty futures price, the price of A Limited's stock would move accordingly in the same direction but by 1.2 times. For example, if Nifty futures price moves upward by 5%, stock of A Limited will also move upward but by 5 into 1.2 times, that is by 6%. Say if Nifty futures drop by 10%, the drop in A Limited will be 1.2 times the drop in Nifty futures. So 10% multiplied by 1.2, the drop in stock of A Limited will be by 12%. So now what we have to do with this beta of 1.2 times, we are simply going to multiply to the stock portfolio value, that is 16 lakhs multiplied by 1.2. What you get is 19,20,000. This rupees 19,20,000 gives you the desired value of index future portfolio that you should contract for. That means you should undertake a Nifty futures contract of total value 19,20,000. Now the question is, which position in the Nifty futures? The answer is simple, obviously short position. Why short position? Because you have taken a long position in the stock. To hedge the stock, you have to take a reverse position in the index futures, particularly where the beta is positive, because stock and Nifty futures, if both are moving in same direction, to take the hedge position, you have to always take the reverse position. So to hedge the long position of stock, you have to take short position with respect to the Nifty futures. So let us do one thing, let us move ahead with the solution. Keep paying attention to the screen and I'll show you what you have to do ahead. So the next thing in the solution, that is step 3, you will determine the desired value of index future portfolio, and desired value of index future portfolio will be value of stock portfolio multiplied by beta, that is 16 lakhs multiplied by 1.2, and that gives you rupees 19,20,000. What I have just mentioned, you have to enter into a Nifty futures contract with a short position, and the contract value of Nifty futures has to be targeted at 19,20,000. Alright friends, let us move ahead, and the next step, that is step 4, is determine the number of index futures to be contracted. So number of index futures to be contracted will be desired value of index future that we have just determined, 19,20,000, will be divided by the index future price, and mind it, index future price given to you already in the question is 8,000 rupees. So it will be 19,20,000 divided by 8,000, 240 indices. That means what you should do, Mr. X should enter into a Nifty futures contract for 240 units with a short position. So in the next and last step, what we are going to do, the two scenarios given to you, we are going to analyze each of these. So, step 5, we determine the outcome of the scenario based on the given information. So, outcome of case 1, stock portfolio with long position. So, what we have is value today from the first step rupees 16 lakhs, value after 3 months. Now, this is expected to be rupees 340 per share. What is rupees 400 now is expected to become rupees 340. As a result, your overall stock portfolio value is expected to decline from 16 lakhs to 13 lakhs 60,000. And if that happens, the resulting loss on the stock portfolio would be rupees 2,40,000. This 2,40,000 is the loss from the stock portfolio, but this is not the ultimate amount of loss. This is just the outcome of holding this stock portfolio. We have yet to consider what happened with the Nifty futures contract. Let us proceed ahead. So what we see next is the outcome of short position in index future portfolio. So most important thing is price of index future after 3 months. This is going to be rupees 7,000 as per our expectation. How did we arrive at this 7,000? I am going to explain you in a while, because that has been presented via working note number 1. So just hold on a little. I'll explain you how we got this 7,000. But if you look into, you have entered into a contract with a short position, means you have entered into a contract to sell at rupees 8,000, and on the settlement date the price of Nifty futures turns to be 7,000. So something that you have agreed to sell at 8,000 is actually prevailing in the market at rupees 7,000. Obviously you are selling at a higher price and eventually making a profit. So gain per index is rupees 1,000, and the number of indices that you have contracted is 240 index. So the resulting gain is rupees 2,40,000. What we find, the net gain or loss that is on stock portfolio and index future portfolio, when offset we get nil amount. That means we have successfully planned the hedge position. Because the overall resulting gain or loss is nil, we are calling this as a perfect hedge. One thing that is left over is to understand how did we get rupees 7,000 as the expected price of Nifty futures after 3 months. So for that, I told you earlier, we are going to make a separate working, and I am also going to explain that working to you. Let us move ahead and understand and write it down. So we first find the decrease in share price. You observe that the price of the share 3 months before was 400, and the share price after 3 months is 340. 400 becoming 340 means the decline is by rupees 60. Rupees 60 decline on the base price of 400 shows a decline of 15%. Now we know one thing, that percentage decrease in the share price will be percentage decrease in index multiplied by beta. Why? Understand this equation, something very important. What is the meaning of beta? Beta indicates the degree of risk that your stock has with respect to the Nifty futures. So in this case, beta is 1.2. Whatever be the movement in index future multiplied by 1.2 should be the movement in the share price. As a result, if this is 15% and this is 1.2, what will be the percentage decrease in index? So we can work out this equation by substituting percentage decrease in share price as 15% and beta as 1.2. So what we get is percentage decrease in index as 12.5%. Therefore, index future price after 3 months will be, it was originally 8,000 and reduced by 12.5%, which gives you a final value of rupees 7,000. Alright friends, after noting down this whole thing, let us conclude one more point as a formula over here. If you would want to arrive at percentage decrease in index directly, you may take the percentage decrease in stock divided by beta, and you will get the percentage decrease in index directly. So let us write down that small notation so that it can be used directly in calculations ahead. So what I want you to write down is percentage decrease in index equals to percentage decrease in share price divided by beta. This decrease and decrease can also be increase and increase, because beta being positive, obviously the stock and index both are going to move in the same direction. And now let us go ahead with the outcome of case 2. In case 2, what has happened, that the share price has been expected to increase. So value at the initial stage was 16 lakhs, and value after 3 months from 400, the share price is expected to rise to 448. So from 400, if it has become 448, the total value of your stock portfolio becomes 17,92,000, resulting into a gain of 1,92,000. However, this index future portfolio is not going to allow you to enjoy this gain, because one side, if you have made gain in your stock portfolio, your Nifty futures contract will obviously result into a loss. That is the negative aspect of creating hedge position. It will not let you earn profit. On the other side, it will not let you incur loss also. What we observe now with respect to Nifty futures portfolio, that is what we call as index future portfolio, the price after 3 months, again we have expected the price to be 8,800. How we got 8,800? Again we are going to show by a separate working as working note number 2. So contracted sale price was 8,000, and the resulting price after 3 months, when the time of settlement arrives, it is expected to be 8,800. That means you have agreed to sell something at 8,000 whose price has eventually become 8,800. That means you are trying to sell it at a lower price. Moreover, if you have taken a short position in anything, and after taking short position, if the price rises, obviously you are going to incur loss. So now there will be a loss per index of rupees 800, and the number of indices that you have contracted is 240 index. Resulting loss over here will be exactly the same amount, that is 1,92,000. This gives you again net gain or loss as nil. So again, what we have planned is a perfect hedge. Alright friends, let us move ahead and understand how did we get this expected price of Nifty futures after 3 months as 8,800 via working note number 2. So we have already understood one thing, that percentage increase in the share price from 400 to 448, it indicates a 12% increase. We have also learnt a notation that percentage change in index will be percentage change in stock divided by beta. Directly applying this notation, it will be 12 divided by 1.2, that gives you 10%. And when this 10% increase added to the initial price of the Nifty futures, that is 8,000, 8,000 plus 10%, it will eventually become 8,800. Alright friends, I am sure you would have understood this whole concept of hedging through index futures. You would not want to miss valuable videos like this, am I right? You don't want to miss this. And therefore, a simple task that you should do is subscribe to this channel and keep the notification bell always on, so that you get updates about all the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for attending this class.